here. Here goes the encoder. Doop.
This. Here goes that.
Oh, wrong song.
And welcome to episode 60 of Drunken Confessions. I am your spiritual guide, Cass. Below me on my Zoom, I don't know where everybody else's is, but below me,
I'm where I belong.
I'm sorry, was that below me? What was that?
Below me, somewhere out there is our hostess, Amy.
Hello.
Beautiful, gorgeous, darling Amy. Does that make up for what I just said?
Aww. No.
Sporting her trendy new hot ass haircut is our head engineer Steph, who is joining us today. And she's perky today. I love perky stuff.
I know, and I'm drinking. I took my nap before I went to my hair appointment, so I was awake. I got
wine. Did you do that
wine.
because I harassed you, or?
No, I actually did it because I was watching Fringe on the couch, and both of my dogs decided to sandwich me, and I got really warm, and I just fell asleep. So it just happened.
So the sassometer will be off the charts tonight, is what she's saying.
Yes.
And hanging out above stuff on my computer is our enabler, Dave.
Cheers, Ra.
Cheers, everybody.
Yay.
Welcome to. Can you see this? It says "I love Michigan."
No, we can't see nothing.
We can kind of see it.
Now I can see it.
Yeah.
My wine glass. I'm drinking
So
wine.
welcome to Drunken Confessions, episode 60. Happy
Whoop,
Wednesday. Whoop. Happy podcast day.
Whoop, whoop.
So.
All right. Yeah.
So.
Go ahead, Amy. Go ahead. I'll let you talk.
So last week we talked about the giveaway basket, and of course Cass dropped the ball and didn't post the basket until yesterday.
I posted it. Yes, yesterday. I posted it though.
Yeah, yesterday. So if you guys are wanting to win that awesome basket, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page and follow the instructions. Pretty easy to do, if you ask me.
And to throw myself even more under the bus, the only reason I posted is because I went to Amy's and she's like, "Do you ever post the picture?" I'm like, I was going to do that tonight. I was planning on doing that tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Of course, Amy has to hold the boat together again. Yeah, so go ahead, go to our Drunken Confessions Facebook page, like it, comment on it, and for an extra entry to the contest, share the post. And your name will go into the contest twice if you share it.
Yeah, it's a great basket.
I mean, I almost can I do that? Does it work if I try to get the basket?
You're kind of on our show.
If you win it, then we look biased, so probably not a good idea.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
What would you do with a basket anyways?
I don't know.
Give it to someone to leave her the fuck alone. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, hey, honey. Oh,
right?
Just,
Yeah. For reasons. Okay.
Reasons.
All right, so what else is new this week, guys?
My nun.
Yeah,
My nun's new.
your creepy ass.
Yeah, we need to name her. We should name her, really. We really should.
I think I'm going to name her Betty. I don't know why. It's the first thing that popped in my head.
No, you have to name her like Sister Mary Margaret or, nuns always have two names.
Okay, so name
I got
her.
nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All
Moving on.
right.
No, you run with that. Have fun.
Yeah, moving on.
Dave, nobody's asking you today, okay? Okay?
Nobody ever does. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I 95% of what comes flying out of my mouth is for me. I crack me up. If anybody else laughs, that's a bonus.
Wow.
That's why he's also known as Premature Dave.
Thank you, Amy.
No, it just means it has nothing to do with premature. It just means I take care of myself and whatever.
I'm gonna skip that one.
Uh-huh.
We're just gonna let's
Here,
just skate
Dave,
over
you
that.
need some help taking care of yourself? I got
Hey,
another one right here.
I mean, you know.
All right, so what else is new this week is that White Boy Rick finally got out.
Woo,
Sloth
go
died.
right boy Rick. Oh, Dave wanted to say his news first.
Sloth died
Aw.
from Goonies, wearing my Goonies. And it was coincidental. I had the jersey on, and then the news hit that he died, but he died. So
Is it because you put the jersey on?
don't put. If that's true, I'm running out and having a custom-made Trump jersey tomorrow.
Oh, Lord.
Ding, ding, ding.
Sorry, Dave. If you're doing it, I'll buy it.
Watch me.
No offense to all of our Republican friends out there.
Oh no, I'm okay with vetting them. The views and opinions
The
expressed
views
by Dave.
expressed on this show
No,
is
the views and
not.
opinions expressed by Dave are only those of Dave and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the show, the network, or anybody
that's
else.
what I was going to go with. So you took care of it for me. We're good. All right. So now, Amy, what were you saying about White Boy Rick?
Well, he was released finally after all these years.
When? What day was it? Yesterday? The day before?
Yeah,
No, he
yesterday-
was released Monday.
Monday. He was finally
Monday,
released.
he was finally released. So for any of our younger audience,
Yeah,
or-
I had a couple people at work had no idea who he was.
yeah,
I know
so
who he is, but I don't know why anybody cares. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know the story.
Amy did some fact checking and got all kinds of research.
yeah, I did a little bit of fact checking because I've always been fascinated by this story personally, because I feel like it's part of Detroit history, I guess, a little bit. Just a
And
little
if
bit.
you ever
not
want to
like-
be a drug dealer, you really want to know what your consequences may be.
If you ever want to be an informant, you really need to know what could fucking happen to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and so let's keep in mind. I mean, the backstory there is he turned informant at 14 for the FBI to protect his dad, who was in some deep shit.
His dad was also an informant.
Yeah, and then when that kind of settled down, when he was 17, he got busted moving some weight of cocaine. And that was right at the height of the whole war on drugs, yada, yada, yada. Hey, we're throwing the book at everybody and trying to pretend that, this is a good thing. And so basically they put him under the jail.
Right. Well, Amy, when was it that he was arrested?
1987 at the age of 17.
Right.
And he was arrested for possession of 17.6 pounds of cocaine.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so that's roughly worth, according to Google and Amy and Cass drunk math, I'm putting that out there, we're looking at $2.3 million worth of cocaine is what he was busted with.
That's a lot of cheddar.
That's
today dollars,
that's
or
today's
is-
street value.
I was going to say, well, is that today dollars or then dollars?
Yes, that's today dollars.
Oh.
Okay.
It's hard to Google what the street value was back in.
You know you can.
No, I mean, I could probably tell you because.
Oh.
Dave, how much coke did you do back then?
Dave
it.
was White Boy Rick too.
Yes. Yeah. So Amy was researching this yesterday, and like I said, his dad was an informant, right, Amy?
Yeah, and that's how it all started. Like Dave,
What did his
Dave
dad
summed
do?
it up.
What did his dad do?
Well, I didn't really get into all that because
I wasn't sure if we knew what his dad did to be an informant or.
No, I just know that he was an informant for the Detroit Police Department by the time White Boy Rick was the age of 14.
So.
By the way, I also had to Google his name, like how to actually pronounce his name.
Yes. His real name.
His real name. So it's Rick Wersch Jr.
Wersch.
So,
Not
for
bad, I've
anybody
heard
who is, for anybody who's really interested in the story, they did do a movie about it. It was released in 2018, and I've always wanted to see it, but I've never even seen the trailer, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, me neither.
But I did find out last night Matthew McConaughey stars in it, but I
Yes.
don't know does he play White Boy Rick?
I've never seen it. I just knew he starred in it because I saw like the
okay.
preview
Yeah.
or whatever.
One of the women at work asked me about that today. Did you see the documentary? I'm like, yeah, no. Or the
So
movie.
laughably,
Yeah, I know.
in '87, the price of it actually would have had more value because that was right at the Miami Vice peak time before Coke went through its slump in the '90s and that kind of stuff. So I was just doing some quick math and Googling. So yeah.
Oh, so it was worth more than
was worth more
2.3
money.
million.
All right, so you got to figure this guy's been, how old is he now? 50. What did we figure?
51.
51. So he's been in jail for how many years, Amy?
Oh my God, do the math, Cass.
34 years.
Write that down.
So he's been in jail for 34 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be clear, not all of it on that. He was actually paroled from Michigan 6 years ago, and was immediately taken into custody again and transported down to Florida to serve time on. He was convicted of running a stolen car ring while he was in prison.
Wow.
So hey,
He's got some talent.
dude's he's a hustler, and so
I'm a hustler, baby.
And so
I'm pretty sure now that he's out of prison, like he's been out of prison today is what, day 3?
I heard he went right into protective custody.
I still predict by Friday he'll be still way richer than any of us could dream of.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure like every network on the world is throwing a shit ton of money at him for that first interview.
Hell yeah.
At least here in the area, because let's keep in mind, this isn't necessarily a national story. It's
Detroit
big here in the
It's
Detroit
definitely
area.
local, but we're local. So my biggest thing is, okay, so 30 some years in prison, 34 years in prison, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you imagine spending that much time in prison? Now, the other thing that Amy was talking about is like there was like 5 other people serving life sentences for prison, and they were all released, and White Boy Rick was not. So you have all these other cases of people released, but can you imagine what it's like to spend 34 years? And I mean, how do you get? If you're not
I've
gay,
been married,
how do you get laid?
I mean,
well, not only that, but think about like the milestones, like all the birthdays, 18, 21, 30. So
40,
my question is,
50,
so
45, 50, yeah.
When we started talking about like, oh my God, especially because Cass and I, you guys know, we love to do it up for our birthdays.
Right.
So how did he get drunk in prison?
Toilet wine.
toilet
wine.
wine.
And guess what? I Googled that. So.
It's a real thing.
Oh, no, I know it is. But.
Oh, it totally is. But then we were like, we've always heard about toilet wine. But then we were like, what exactly is toilet wine?
Right. So.
Yeah.
So we went down this little wormhole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We went right down that rabbit hole, man. We were like, we dove in with 2 feet, you know. It was great. So, Amy came up with all the different nicknames they have for it.
Yeah. Okay. Is it Pruno? Is that what they say?
Is the biggest name for it that they call it.
Okay. So then they call it Hooch, Juice, Raisin Jack, Brew, Chalk, Moonshine, Buck, Jump. Toilet wine is toilet wine. By any other name, it's still fucking toilet wine.
It's toilet wine.
So
all those other names are bullshit.
So I had to take it one step further and figure out how the hell you make toilet wine. So I started Googling it. All right, so.
Okay, I'm gonna put it out there right now. This is not a homebrew project that I'm recommending in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely not. But if any of our drunk listeners,
it should only be done out of necessity.
To do it.
By the way, I'm drinking wine tonight. I'm definitely drinking some good wine. This is not toilet wine, by the way.
Neither is this.
That's your story. You're sticking to it.
Mm-hmm. I need more wine. Here's my bottle just to prove that it's not toilet wine. So I'm just gonna fill myself up a little bit here. Okay, like it so it doesn't drip. The bottle. So, as I was saying, all right, so how do you make toilet wine, right? So I Googled this crap, and what I found out was it's actually very few ingredients, and you can make it up within 5 days. It only takes to ferment. You need juice of some kind. Now, they use orange juice or apple juice or grape juice, or even like if they get fruit cocktail, they'll drain the juice out of a fruit cocktail. Mm-hmm. All right. So I imagine they're peeing in the sink the whole time, and hopefully they're constipated because I don't know how they go without a toilet.
You know, the things you'll do to get fucked up in prison, you'll shit on the floor. You don't
That's
care.
What I said. I mean, urine is sterile, but I still wouldn't want it in my wine. All right.
No,
So
you don't want to shit on the floor because that'll make the guards come in because they have to clean it up, and then they'll notice.
So
that
you
you're
shit in
making
like a
toilet
sock
wine.
or like in your hand?
No,
or
because like when you're not in your cells, like the other cells are open.
you go shit in somebody else's cell.
Exactly.
So you got to kind of time your poops. All right. So first you pour the juice in. All right. Then you need some kind of sugar. So they either steal sugar packets, hard candy, anything that has high fructose corn syrup can be used. So then you pour the sugar in, and then they put bread in it because they have to have that yeast.
Yeast. Yeah.
Gotta have that yeast, baby.
You do. So you got this conglomerate of soggy.
So are there questions? I just have a question. Like, is this easier in a women's prison? No, never mind. Go ahead.
Oh my God, I was just thinking that. I was just thinking of a joke about, I was like, too bad it's not a women's prison.
Right. Both of you are nasty. You're just nasty to even go there. I never even went there.
Okay,
I'm like,
you're giving out a
bread,
recipe
I'm
for
like-
toilet wine, and I'm nasty. Sure.
Here I am thinking
Yeah.
of what they could use besides bread that has yeast in it. I never went there. So anyways, yeah, I did Google toilet wine, Dave. Screw you.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, it's
Well,
interesting.
You want to know if
I have
I'm
to
ever
tell-
in a situation that I cannot get this. Say
I
I'm
also
stuck in a
thought-
cabin. What if
I
I'm stuck
also
in a
thought,
cabin
I'm
somewhere?
like, okay, am I on an FBI watch list now because I Googled white boy Rick. Then I
Okay.
Googled pounds of cocaine, how
Value.
much cocaine is worth, and then how to make toilet wine.
in
No.
case they catch me.
Let me just clear this up for you guys. I've been Googling the worst possible shit for so many years because I'm a writer and nobody's come after me. So I think you guys are safe. Nothing you have Googled is worse than anything I've Googled. You're
I'm
fine.
like, I'm pretty sure I'm on a list somewhere.
Oh, that's great. So anyway, we have a guest that wants to join us, so I'm going to throw him over the link.
Sure.
So talk amongst yourself because you know how I am with this stuff that I need to hyper concentrate. Otherwise, it's
No,
never
that's
gonna...
fine.
I was just going to throw out there that I finally got a pedicure this week. So if anybody is in need of any like sweet feet pics, like I got you if you've got the money. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there.
Wow.
They look really good.
I thought you were going to like
6 months.
suggest where I can go because I really need one too.
She's still suffering from COVID quarantine, so we need that extra dough for Steph. So
Mhm.
feet pics are on the table.
I'm just throwing it out there. Y'all know
Wow.
where to find me.
I really need. Yeah, I really need
I
a petty.
fucking love that. I love that you brought that up.
I need a mani petty like nobody's business.
My friend Megan does nails, and she works right at Dixon Northline at the
Okay.
Glitter Vault. So if
I
you need to
prefer
get,
Dixon Champagne, but I can do Dixon Northline.
I knew a girl who lived on Dixon Champagne.
Hey, Remy, welcome to Drunken
Hey.
Confessions.
Long time no see.
Only downriver people will get that joke. That's so
Right.
awesome. Now, I grew up right near Dixon Champagne. Good to see you guys. I missed your faces, all of you. So good to see you.
Aw, look at Remy being so sweet.
I know. I know.
I try my best.
We're
We were
all
just
blushing
talking
now.
about toilet wine.
Oh yeah,
Toilet Wine. Oh my God. That is one of my favorite movies ever. Have you guys ever seen Let's Go to
Let's
Prison?
go to prison. Yes.
No.
Oh my God.
Do they say how to make toilet wine in that?
Well,
They do make toilet wine.
They
in that
make
movie.
toilet wine. They use it
Oh God,
like
it's
It's
so
for
sort of like
romantical
it's sort of like
situations.
MythBusters. They leave out one key ingredient, so you can't actually do it. That's yeah.
well. My favorite is Will Arnett
Oh,
singing "Shake That Body."
Yeah.
So funny. Like
All right, I'm gonna have
So
to watch
awkward.
this movie now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
marking it down right now. It's on my watch list.
Okay.
you have to see it.
it's a treat. Like, do yourself a favor. It's
Mhm.
one of the best. One of the best ever.
I'm gonna go get more wine. I will be right back.
All right, and when you get back, we're gonna go on to what we discovered as we were discussing toilet wine
And
yesterday.
Okay.
where our wormhole hole led us to.
Oh, we went on all kinds of adventures last night
Yeah.
I see.
without
From
leaving
the-
Amy's dining room.
Yeah,
It was-
from the comfort of my
interesting.
dining room and the internet.
Oh, and if you want to lose like the next year of your life, I discovered this at about 12:30 last night or 12:30 in the morning. Hulu has added every season of the X-Files in case you're
Really?
just wanting to like blow your entire life away, because I don't care.
Oh boy.
It's sort of like when I'm scrolling through channels and like one of the if Godfather 1 or 2 are on, because 3 we just pretend didn't happen. But if like Godfather 1 or 2 are on, or God help me, the AMC like master mix cut of both movies together that's like 7.5 hours long, I don't care what I'm doing, and the fact that I own them makes no difference. If it's on, yep, I'm gonna go ahead and watch that. Cool.
All right, confession time. I've never watched a single episode of X-Files.
Oh, I have.
Even you have?
Yes, I have. Oh, you're muted. Muted your ass. Okay, well, he might mute me after he finds out what I've been binge watching
actually,
on Hulu.
I can mute her, but I can't unmute her. I can only ask her to unmute.
Oh,
there you
Oh,
go.
even better. Cool. I'm sorry.
She's so mad.
I'm sorry. Watching you talk is like, this is the equivalent of me keeping you like this. You get to flail away, and it's just amazing because you're short, and it's like my hand on your forehead, and you're just flailing and flailing and flailing.
Cass is getting angry. Cass is
Yeah.
getting very
Are you done?
angry.
I don't know. I might
Are you
be.
done? You done yet? You done?
I might be.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
so
Amy,
I
you were saying-
started binge watching 90210, like, from the 90s.
Never watched an episode of that either.
I know
What?
you're sheltered. You've never watched Friends. You've never watched 90210. The only reason why you've seen the movie Dazed and Confused is because I made you watch it.
All right.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Yeah, it would.
I mean,
However,
Here's the
I have
thing.
to say, now that I'm older and rewatching 90210, I'm totally getting a whole different storyline than when I was like 15, 16 years old watching 90210.
oh yeah.
So now
it's
I'm an adult. I'm like, this is so politics.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, there's so much politics in
you don't even
90210.
realize it. Like, that's why I was talking about this on our show not too long ago. Like if going back and watching Lucifer, and burning through the first 4 seasons again, getting ready for season 5 to drop. Like, season 4 had a lot of shit in it that people weren't paying attention to. Like, there's an entire Black Lives Matter episode in season 4 that like people didn't really catch. There's an entire, even though it's like the major theme of the show. There's a whole lot of stuff about like gender politics and that kind of stuff. And that's the thing that people don't understand, and that's what makes me laugh is I watch these people that I know from Comic Cons and people that I know that are like comic nerds and sci-fi nerds and that kind of stuff, and watching them try to play the conservative card. I'm like, dude, everything you love is so goddamn liberal. And so like everything that I know that you hold dear to your heart is the antithesis of everything you're posting right now. And so I didn't even know what to do with you.
Like,
Well, I was telling
You
Jeremy, I'm
not get
like,
it?
I didn't even realize when I originally watched 90210, I was young. I was like 15, 16 years old. And I was going, I didn't know what liberals were, Republicans were. And I'm like, all of a sudden, the main characters are like, we're liberals. And then a couple other main characters are like, no, we're conservative. And I'm like, I never picked up on any of this stuff.
that's how it started. Now we've got war in the streets. Hold on, you guys. I've got to go get some pizza and a beer. I got to put my mask on now.
Okay.
Ooh.
New
Being safe, I like it.
my new fancy mask. I love it.
Love
What do
it.
you have in your house that you have to wear a mask just to go grab a pizza and beer?
Well, no, the delivery driver's going to be wearing a mask. I gotta
Oh,
wear my mask
you're having it
too.
delivered. Sorry, I thought
Yeah.
maybe. Never mind.
I'll be right
We're
back.
not judging. We're not judging.
His kitchen is a scary place.
I guess so.
So
It's
you
like,
didn't
oh no, I wear this before COVID.
you didn't know what liberals or conservatives were until 90210?
No, I was
No.
saying no. I was saying that I never realized 90210 actually talked about that stuff.
Oh, okay.
And when I originally watched it, I didn't pay attention to that. I was young.
Oh my God, I can't believe Brendan's with her now.
Yeah,
Oh
I know.
my
That's
God.
the story. I paid attention to the relationship story and the friendship story. Now, rewatching it older, I'm going, wow, there's a lot of political shit in this storyline.
You didn't
It's
even
like a
notice that
whole
like
new.
one of them was
new
like
show.
30.
I was busy raising children during that time, so I didn't watch it.
Oh.
No, I had a girlfriend at the time who it was 90210 Melrose Place.
Yep.
Chinese food would show up somewhere during Melrose Place, and then sex. So when they came out, they're just happy memories for me. Like 90210.
Well, yeah,
Melrose.
because it ended in sex.
Well,
So
yeah, dude,
and Chinese food and then sex. So
Pavlov, you ding, Pavlov, ring the bell.
Yeah.
Well, anything that ends in sex can't be that bad, right?
Well, I mean, except for, for example, a prison sentence or toilet wine.
Well, back to White Boy Rick.
Ding ding.
Way to bring it back, Dave. Thanks.
There you go.
And we circled all the way around. All right, we're done. Goodbye. And that's our show for tonight, guys. Thanks for joining.
I think it was Richard Jenney, phenomenal comedian that killed himself, rest his soul. Had this great shtick about about a TV commercial that was like, are you getting, did you get diarrhea at an inconvenient time? And he was like, an inconvenient time? Like, is there ever a convenient time for diarrhea? Well, no, actually there are two. One, when you're really behind on your reading, and two, when your cellmate makes his move.
Oh, you know what, Dave? It's so funny you brought up diarrhea, because I got to tell you. So we were talking earlier about the rabbit hole.
That was a great segue to our next subject.
Perfect segue. So
I'm so happy you brought up diarrhea.
I don't think I've ever heard that before in my life.
You brought up diarrhea. Because that brings us to you would think we actually wrote that in Amy's notes. Amy does an outline. You would think that she actually
doesn't even
Dave.
send them anymore. She doesn't love us. She wants me to just continually.
You would think that Amy had wrote in her notes here.
Ass has one.
I think Amy had wrote, Dave, talk about diarrhea. But she didn't. She did not. But since she did bring it up, it does go in with
33-minute mark of the show, Dave. Segue somehow into diarrhea.
Yeah, into diarrhea. Please do that. So that we can go into our next topic, which is when we were going down our little rabbit hole here, we actually came across a post that talked about the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears.
Oh my God, we've been talking about those for 2 years on our show. The Amazon reviews are.
Dave, it's not about you and your show. Thank you. Anyway,
They reminded me of jousting with the masks and the big the big padded pills. Like that was a giant joust right there. I think she just knocked you off the log, Dave.
And she's muted again.
That was a KO.
Oh my God.
That was good though. That was good.
Yep. Pugilist.
It's the Haribo gummy bears, and if you really get bored, look at the reviews of the banana slicer. Like someone actually created a banana-shaped slicing thing, and the reviews on that are just gold as well.
Okay, so again, that's our show.
Or look at the reviews for a Ouija board. Look at the reviews for the Ouija board. That's another beautiful one. Man. So anyways, as we were saying, premature Dave.
I'm laughing so hard I'm crying.
As we were saying, premature Dave.
You'll be okay, Amy.
Oh, man.
We found where they were doing these reviews on these gummies. So I'm fascinated by this. So, of course, my first instinct, I want to buy these gummies. So I spent the next 10 minutes trying to find these gummies. They're no longer available anywhere.
Well, no, because the content of the reviews is 100% accurate.
I know, but I wanted to totally mess up somebody's world.
Oh no, they're right up there with the Olestra Pringles.
I was about to say it's the whole Olestra thing with the anal leakage. You just.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's what. Oh gosh, it wasn't just Pringles. It was the baked laser thing. Yeah, when they first came out.
I helped Bob write the letter that he wrote to Pringles about the impact that the Olestra Pringles had on him. And the best part of that story.
I'm sure nothing was impacted that day.
Oh no, there was no. Oh yeah, no. You want to talk about diarrhea? Holy crap!
So here is our public service announcement for the evening.
The best part of that entire story. By the way,
this show's really shitty tonight.
Oh yeah, the best part of that entire story is he sent the letter, and they sent him 6 coupons for more Olestra Pringles.
Oh my gosh.
We're so sorry you had a bad experience with our product. Here, get more of it.
Well, that was that. And do you guys remember that ALI, that the diet pill?
Yeah.
If
you ate too much fat,
didn't it say causes anal leakage?
You had anal leakage.
Well, if you ate any, like you couldn't consume a lot of fat, because if you did, then you would have those type of issues. If you did what you were supposed to do while you were taking it, you were fine.
It helps. It helps you lose weight, but by it just upped your weight loss. It wasn't a weight loss gimmick. It increased your weight loss, but you had to actually try to lose weight. But if you did eat grease with anything with fat and grease or oil, oh my God, you better not leave the house.
Well, can I just say,
your world was wrecked.
I've never tried those. The only reason I knew about them is I used to work at a pharmacy when they sold those, and I read about them. But I had those Olestra chips, and I had no problems. I thought they tasted great, and they didn't affect me at all. So I guess
let's
maybe
find those gummy bears and see if they affect Stephanie.
Right. Seriously.
I can't. Seriously, Amy, I spent 10 minutes at your house looking online for them. Nobody sells them.
I'm just saying, we're 35 minutes into a show called Drunken Confessions, and there have been no Drunken Confessions.
I don't think you need to try those sugar-free gummy bears. Like, everybody knows how horrible they are.
No, I think we do. I think
what
we
is
do.
the worst thing? What's the worst thing you've ever eaten while drunk? It's a good drunken confession right there. Worst thing you've ever eaten while drunk?
Oh, alligator.
Yeah? You got hammered and ate alligator, and it was
alligator.
I think
you went out in the bayou and gnawed on an alligator, or
I actually like alligator.
We went to a restaurant for Jerry's birthday.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I really think I got drunk to taste the alligator that he ordered. So I was like, yep, let me slam some shots and then I'll have the courage to do it.
So
and then I still regretted it.
Fishbones is notorious for their alligator voodoo.
I've had their alligator.
No, we went to the bayou in Belleville.
I've had Fishbones alligator, and then I had the alligator that day. I don't mind alligator. I don't think that's weird.
Alligator's chewy. That was really it.
It was disgusting.
It's really chewy chicken, and so there you go. But that's a good drunken confession, Amy. That's what I was aiming for.
There you go.
What's the worst thing I've ever eaten? There's so many bad choices on alcohol, like a Crave case with your buddy.
I was going to say White Castle.
White Castle, Taco Bell.
Oh, I get you all.
White Castle is the worst.
Come on, you guys can come up with something nasty.
I can honestly say I've never eaten White Castle while drunk, because even as drunk as I have gotten, I'm like, I know what that does to you.
I love White Castle.
I hate it.
Yeah.
What is wrong with your guys' stomachs?
No,
everything
it's something
makes
gross.
You shit?
White Castle's not gross. What's the worst thing you've eaten drunk, Dave?
Honestly, I don't think. I don't think I've ever eaten anything drunk that I wouldn't eat sober.
Come on, guys.
I really don't.
I already said the worst thing I've ever eaten while drunk was dick, and that was.
You eat that sober too, though.
Yeah, but it was like a gross dick. So there you go.
Like, I wouldn't have done that sober.
That counts.
Right, like that was.
It counts.
It was
same for you.
Fine. So
gross
I've got
dick?
it. So probably the worst thing I've ever eaten while drunk is like pizza that I was reheating in the oven and dropped on the floor, and then was like, I'm fucking drunk and hungry. I'm eating.
5-second rule.
I'm eating
That is the 5-second rule.
So that was like a Tuesday, because I would do that. I would do that sober.
Sure, everybody would. Like,
Yeah, the worst thing I've ever eaten drunk, pig eyes.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't understand why you guys haven't ventured out.
Because I eat that shit when I'm not drunk, because I want to experience it. Not pig eyes, but the weird shit. I want to experience it.
I was at a company picnic. They had a pig that they roasted, a whole pig.
You were drunk at a company picnic and ate pig eyes?
So what happened was they decided we were going to play a game of Fear Factor, and I jump up and I'm like, oh, I'll do it. I had a lot of drinks, and so I jump up there and it's me and all guys. You get me at a table with all guys at a dare thing, anything, I will die before I will not win.
Welcome to the Drunken Confessions live event that just got more interesting.
I know. Well, you've seen me at the hot sauce challenges.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will die before I will give up, before I will lose to a man. It's just not going to happen. So
all right, Dave, you got a challenge for her?
Yeah, right.
So they did this Fear Factor, and they started off with pig's feet. So we all ate pig's feet. Then they did the brain, which, by the way, pig brain tastes just like mushy bacon. It wasn't bad at all.
Can we
wasn't
mute
bad.
her again? She's gonna
So
turn my
then-
stomach.
So then the worst part about eating the pig eyes, nobody ate them but me. I won. So they give the pig eyes. I'm like, bring
Oh.
it. I'll do it. The worst part is they get stuck in your teeth.
Ooh.
Well, I would think
Okay,
like
I'm
yeah, like the
offended by
outside,
that.
like
Seriously, stop.
Kind of like gummy bears.
No, they're like
Well,
soft boiled
yes.
eggs.
Only I didn't get the shits from it.
That's good.
Surprisingly enough, you think I would.
well, so was it like the actual like because I know like the eyeball has like an outer coating and then there's like the liquid like
when
there's
you cook them, the whole eye cooks down
Oh, okay.
because it's so much liquid. The whole eye cooks down,
It's
and
like
there
a
were just like
hard-boiled
these little thin wafers is all that was left.
They're wafer thin.
Amy's out.
Amy had to go puke.
He was like, I'm gonna throw up. I can't take it anymore.
We're not asking her to eat eyeballs. I mean,
She
Hey, I
didn't even want to
won.
hear about it.
I won for the
Killed-
record.
You did. You
Killed the
definitely
monkey
won.
brain.
I didn't win
Sorry, I
anything.
needed
They
a
didn't have a
moment.
prize, but I won.
Killed monkey brains.
Okay.
Hold
Oh
on,
my
lady.
God.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
That's why, like, when you guys were saying the worst thing you ever ate, I'm like, well, that's nothing.
well, while drunk.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I
I
was
mean,
drunk. I wouldn't have eaten
course
pig
you
eyes
were.
sober.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, like when I was hanging out in like Blues Alley in DC, I mean, like every other bar there had like the pickled pig's feet and that kind of stuff
Yeah.
behind the counter. Like, I mean, that's but like I wasn't even drunk. That was like, dude, if you're gonna be in this bar, excuse me, if you're gonna be a white boy in this bar, you're gonna have to prove
eat
some shit.
the pickle.
Yeah, or you do the have you ever done a clam shot where they put a raw clam in there and
Oh my
I
I've
did
eaten,
that
God.
down in
I've eaten a lot of raw clams in my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too. That's probably the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life. Well,
That
no,
sounds
for sure.
horrible. Was it a
Bad
bad
choice.
clam?
Just-
Was it a bad clam?
She slept with all my friends first.
I mean, a few of them, yeah.
Yeah, right down
Did
Did
there.
wear
weird
no-
nose plug.
This is my high school sweetheart, all right? I took her to prom. So
She said we'd be together forever. I believed her.
she swore
She said I
that
was the best she ever had.
she swore to God that if we weren't married by the time we were 30 and we found each other again, we never found each other again. Thank God.
Probably for the best.
I hid.
Um,
I hid after that. I've been hiding for 30 years.
Since I turned 30, I haven't left my house.
Right.
And,
So I hid for all these years, and now I'm back. Hi, everyone.
now I'm on the internet and doing live videos.
Oh, so here's your next drunken confession. How far have you gone to not have to connect with somebody or run into somebody? Have you ever like walked into a building and seen somebody you just did not want to be
Oh,
with?
yeah.
I've walked in and immediately turned around and walked out of a bar.
Yeah. Like, nope, don't want to be here with that
It
person
knew,
here.
feel no need to
Yeah.
even have this connection. Don't even want it. Don't even want it to be a
But
thing.
what's the story behind it? Was it a man that you just didn't want to talk to? Was it a female you just were like, ooh, no?
A one night stand, you didn't call back, and you were like, I don't want to deal with that drama.
I'm not that guy. I've never had one of those. No, I've had one was a former boss that I wound up suing and ran into him a few years later. Like he was in a bar and I'm like, yeah, no, not going to be there. Although here's a great story. New Year's Eve.
Hold on, before you start that story,
Go
I
ahead.
have a question. Dave,
I have an answer.
you said you ran into a boss who you ended up screwing, and then you said he.
Suing.
Suing.
Oh, suing.
Yeah.
I have
Tentacles.
so many
That's a
questions.
whole new aspect on it, doesn't it?
NT, big difference. Tentacles.
I was
no.
like,
So,
wait a
anyways,
minute.
I didn't screw him, but my lawyer did.
I have so many questions right now.
I mean, I'm not gay, but you know, the payout's the payout at the end of the lawsuit. I'm just saying.
We just had to clarify that. Continue.
Yeah, no. So and then laughably, that same guy. So like Bob and I decided we were doing like New Year's Eve stupidly like 5 years ago, and like we got a private room at the MGM bar, and it was like us and a few of our friends, and we were just ridiculous. And at about 11:30, that same guy comes walking back in the private room. And
No.
oh yeah. and like wanted to talk to me, and like literally like, and so like dude, it's 11:30 on New Year's Eve, and I am drunk as shit. And so like I stand up and I'm like,
You're drunk,
Dave?
I know.
Drunk
I'm
as shit?
I'm like, the fuck do you even think you're doing here?
I have to see that to believe it.
And he reaches out and he touches like he starts rubbing on my goatee, and he's like, "Oh well, this is new since I've seen you. What the hell's this about?" And I swear to God, you touch me one more time, and I'm kicking your fucking ass out of this goddamn club. And he reaches out and he rubs my goatee again. I take my coat off, I throw it down on the couch, and I lean back. I've never seen Bob move like this before or since. Bob jumps up off the couch and grabs me. And like waves security over and gets the guy thrown out. He's like, dude, he's like, I suddenly realized you were gonna punch the fuck out of the guy. I'm like, yeah, I was. I'm like,
Yes,
Well, you have
right.
to follow through.
I'm like,
You
I
can't
told
leave
him
a
I was
threat like
going
that
to,
on-
and then I was
Yeah.
going to.
All right, well, that's good. I mean, it's good that you didn't have to look at Bob and go, hold me back, and then do it.
Nope.
Because I've
Dave
done
getting
that.
violent. I've never seen Dave violent before.
Dude, there are very few people in
I
your
have.
life that
Well, I
like.
saw Dave almost take a guy out at Temple Bar one day because Dave was messing with the jukebox like he always does.
Mm-hmm.
And some short little guy came over and was blaming Ian. And Ian's a friend of ours.
No.
Ian's,
Actually, it was so it was Randy and I were both playing it, and the guy was going after Ian. And dude, I mean, like Ian. So Ian's a guy. He's high functioning spectrum, not the best social cues, whatever.
super nicest guy you ever met in your
Yeah,
life. Though.
so nice.
And the guy was
Guy
getting
goes
up in
after
Ian's face.
Ian. So
Anybody
Dave,
fucks with Ian.
so Dave jumps up right
no.
between him and Ian, and he looks at this guy, and the guy's a lot shorter than Dave. And so Dave's like looking down at this guy like this. That was me. You got a problem with it? You're really gonna go after my friend here, but it was me? And Dave's like walking towards the guy, and the guy just keeps backing up. It's this, and it's actually this, because this is the guy, and it's like this, and this is Dave looking
It was
at him,
more like
and
this.
it's like this.
Yeah.
And then the guy finally goes, "I'm sorry," cowers, and runs.
Yeah. No, that's what you call like the well-timed power play. And no violence is necessary, but you need to show dominance.
Well,
Like,
right.
You have to. It's what's his name? Caesar, the dog whisperer. You have to show dominance.
yes, you have to show dominance.
I gotta tell you, if Dave didn't jump in, I was gonna jump in. I'm like, no, buddy, you back off.
Also, it's it's like one night I'm hanging out with, and I'm dating whatever Sergei Fedorov. I'm hanging out with him one night because I knew him and we hung out. And
Name
we're in this
drop.
and this guy is like he's getting all up in Sergei's face, and so I jump in the middle. And here, I'll do it for you. Hold on.
Oh.
And,
Thank you.
And so like I get up and I jump in the middle of it, and the guy's like, "What the hell are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "Dude, here's how this is gonna play out. When he kicks your ass, you're gonna sue him for millions of dollars, and it's just gonna be like not a good situation. When
Okay.
I kick your ass, you're gonna have to tell people that a geek kicks your ass in the middle of the club, and that's gonna be the worst story in the entire free world for you." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't want this shit," and he walked away.
That's awesome.
Better to leave it alone.
Anyway, so where were we with toilet wine or drunken?
I have
feel
no
like we've-
idea where. You
I'm
know what?
sorry.
I have no idea. It's Drunken Confessions. I have no idea where
it
we're
went,
at.
It went south kind of fast. But
We
this is like-
meandered.
I'm
we
glad
went,
I helped you guys go off the rails.
Yeah, we're
Well,
totally.
you know, we-
it's
you
a
know,
true
we-
Drunken Confessions.
That's when we're in our best form, I feel.
Go off the
When we're
Hear that.
talking about things like diarrhea and pig eyes.
right.
you know, we are definitely
two of
filling
my
a niche.
favorite subjects.
Just a typical drunken confession show.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? There people are like, so what you guys talk about this week? Diarrhea and pig eyes.
I read
just-
eating pig eyes.
Or
Oh,
eating pig eyes.
and we threw a little white
Or
boy Rick
fighting.
in there too.
Keeping it
Little fighting
classy
in there.
And some
all the
toilet wine.
time.
Oh, that's how we keep it classy. You always can
Mhm.
keep it classy by throwing a little white boy Rick in it.
Oh.
Classy and classy. All right, y'all. I think my pizza's here, so I'm gonna say goodbye. But thanks for having me on. I love y'all.
Oh, thanks
Yeah,
for
love
joining
you
us.
too,
Thank you a
Rem.
little bit.
Remy will be on after the live if you want to join back.
Boom, boom,
We'll be
boom,
on,
boom,
but
boom.
not live. We'll be
We'll come
dead.
back and just like hang out and talk as friends.
Cool.
Not that we weren't right here.
Friends?
Love you
All
Friends?
right,
guys.
good
Are we
seeing you.
friends?
Thanks for joining. Have a good night.
Peace out.
So speaking of people who died, and I dropped a Mythbusters reference earlier.
Wow, Dave.
What?
Oh, yes.
Grant Imahara died.
Yes. How shocking was that?
I mean, it sucked. I mean, that's actually, and he had an aneurysm. It's the same thing that took my dad out.
He was in
He
his
was only 43?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Today, it doesn't make it any less sad. Don't think I'm saying that, but it doesn't shock me at all when you see somebody dying. And
No.
today.
Right.
With everything that's been going on and all that.
Right.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of kicked in the dick with the whole Mythbusters thing because I don't know. That was what I loved about that show is that everybody had like their knowledge and their skills that they brought to it.
Yeah.
Beautiful energy, and they taught me. Like I learned so much from that show.
Oh, such a great show.
Definitely from him. And so I don't know. He was so young, and he was such a nice, friendly, funny dude. And it just seems it's just really sad.
Isn't it the White Rabbit project that he kept doing? That's which is
they did that for like 2 seasons, I think, on Netflix, and that was it. But it was still really cool. So I don't know.
You know what I learned tonight? That Stephanie has a dick because she just got kicked in it.
You know
that. Did not know that about you.
I have this.
Thank you
really.
For sharing.
You're welcome. Do you want to see it?
Sharing it off live, because then I think we might get this taken down. So show me after we go off our live thing, and 100% I want to see it up close and in person.
So I don't have like a physical dick. What I have is a what I like to call like a ghost penis, like a ghost dick.
An emotional dick.
I have a dick that isn't really there, but I assume that it is.
I've dated a couple guys like you.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Now I'm a guy. Awesome. Thanks, Cass.
No, she was more commenting on guys that she's dated with no dick, I think.
Thanks for the clarification, Dave. Actually, I appreciate your comment this time.
For once, it was
had to happen eventually.
Cass.
One time. It's going down in the record book. So on that note, I think it's time to wrap everything up. Where'd Dave go?
It is too.
We're wrapping shit up, Dave. Where'd you go?
He took off his headphones and everything, so I guess we're wrapping it up without him. Well, no, we can't wrap it up without him. He's controlling it. So
let's hope he only has to go number 1 and not number 2.
And not number 3, because we decided number 3 would take less time than number 2.
Yeah, but what about number 4?
It took me a minute to figure out what number 3 was.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what number 4 is?
No, what's number 4?
Oh, we don't talk about number 4.
Okay, well, you'll tell me later.
We'll discuss off the air.
Is it like Fight Club?
We'll do an educating Amy segment.
Is it like Fight Club? We don't talk about Fight Club?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Well, so
I vote, I don't know about you, Stephanie, but I vote next week Cass doesn't have that background because it's going to give me nightmares.
Okay.
No, you guys don't get a vote on my background.
I didn't even notice. Like, I noticed it at first, and then I just forgot it was there.
Oh, no, it's staring at me. It's like when Baby Yoda stares at me.
So you think a creepy nun is as cute as Baby Yoda?
No, Baby Yoda can be as creepy as the creepy nun.
All right, Sister Catherine Margaret does not appreciate you saying that about her, so you better watch yourself.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap this up.
You know what kind of meat that a priest eats on Fridays? None. Ha!
Oh, wow.
You're coming up with a lot
of
Lent
joke,
jokes.
Dave. It's a Lent joke. Wrong time of year for that joke.
You've been at home too long, Dave. You're coming up with a lot of dad jokes.
The struggle is real.
I grew up Catholic, so it just seems fitting that I would have an own over my shoulder. All right, so on that note, we are now going to wrap it up.
Yeah, my dogs have finally shut the fuck up.
So Stephanie actually has our ending cheers for tonight.
Everybody raise the glass. Amy,
raise your ass.
We're gonna raise our grass.
Your glass.
Everybody raise your ass.
Whatever. Raise the ass. Raise the glass. Whatever you want to do.
Here's to the heat. Not the heat that brings down bars and shanties, but the heat that brings down bras and panties.
Woo! Cheers, guys. And on that note, thank you for joining us.
Yep. Thanks for joining us for episode 60 of Drunken Confessions. Make sure you go to our Facebook page, like, comment to enter the winning of the basket, and share it for an extra drawing.
Yeah.
Mask it. It's a man.
And we are looking for guests next week. So if you're interested on being on the show next week and you have a certain topic, hit us up. On that note, bye guys.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks again for listening to our show tonight. If you want more information, you can find it at facebook.com/mydrunkenconfessions.